Hello everyone. We will proceed with our 11th chapter B part, National Movement, the last phase, 1919 to 1947. Today we will learn about Khilafat agitation, the non-cooperation movement and happenings of 1922 to 1929. We will start with Khilafat movement and the non-cooperation movement. The Khilafat issue was one such cause. In 1920, the British imposed harsh treaty on the Turkish Sultan or Khalifa. People were furious about this as they had been about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Also, Indian Muslims were keen that the Khalifa be allowed to retain control over Muslim sacred places in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. Now, in 1920, British imposed harsh treaty on Turkish Sultan. Turkey is a country where the king of Turkey was treated as Khalifa, and Britishers, they removed him. And Ottoman Empire means Turkish Empire. And throughout the world, Muslims were agitating against the British decision. Indian Muslims also wanted to have that Khalifa as the ruler. The leaders of the Khilafat agitation, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, now wished to initiate a full-fledged non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji supported their call and urged Congress to campaign against Punjab wrongs, that is Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and the Khilafat wrong, and demand Swaraj. So Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, these were two brothers who started Khilafat movement, and they joined Gandhiji to support non-cooperation movement. And Gandhiji also gave support to Khilafat movement, and all the Punjab wrongs means Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and they demanded Swaraj. Swaraj means independence. In the Nagpur session of Congress in 1920, Gandhiji was acknowledged as leader of Congress. In this session, the objective of the Congress was changed to the achievement of Swaraj by all legitimate and peaceful means. Non-cooperation was accepted as the means to get Swaraj. The non-cooperation movement gained momentum throughout 1921 and 22. So in 1920, Gandhiji became leader of Congress, and non-cooperation was accepted throughout the country, and it gained momentum in 1921 and 22. Here you can see pictures of non-cooperation movement. Thousands of students left the government-controlled schools and colleges. Many lawyers such as Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, C. Rajagopalachari and Asaf Ali gave up their practice. British titles were surrendered and legislatures were boycotted. People lit public bonfires of foreign cloth. The import of foreign cloth fell drastically between 1920 and 1922. So many students who were in government schools and colleges, British controlled government schools and colleges, they left schools and colleges. Many lawyers such as Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, C. Rajagopalachari, they gave up the practice, and many surrendered their titles. The example is Rabindranath Tagore, who gave the title of knighthood, who returned the title of knighthood given to him by the British government. Between 1920 and 1922, many foreign goods were boycotted, and they burned public bonfires. Public bonfires means on roadsides they used to burn foreign goods. So this happened between 1920 and 1922, where the demand of foreign goods also fell down drastically. To this, Gandhi added a campaign for people to spin their own cotton on the charkha. This cloth is known as khadi. This spread the desire of every house to make the country self-reliant. So Gandhiji introduced charkha and the cloth spun on this is known as khadi. And he said, this was to spread the desire of every house of the country self-reliant. You can see here picture of charkha where the khadi was woven. First, Indian flag, you can see saffron, white, green, but in the center charkha is there. But all this was merely the tip of the iceberg. Large part of the country were on the brink of the formidable revolt. For example, now let us see what happened in Andhra region. Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh was at the center of nationalist activity, and the participation was widespread, including not only students but also merchants and peasants in the villages. A highlight of non-cooperation movement was the famous Cherela Parela movement. The government decided to convert this town into a municipality and forced high taxes. About 15,000 people of the town, led by Duggala Gopala Krishnaya, refused to pay taxes and migrated to a new settlement called Ramnagar and remained there for 11 months. Actually, British government, they said that if you want to live in this village, name of the village was Cherela Parela. So, if you want to live in this village, they were converting it into municipality and were forcing people to pay very high taxes. And these taxes were collected once in a year. Now, 1 year means 12 months. So, what Indians did, Indians, around 15,000 people who were living in this town, they migrated. They moved from this town to another place named Ramnagar and remained there for 11 months. So if they live there for 12 months, they have to pay tax. So they were not paying tax for 12 months. They were living for 11 months and moving away. This incident is known as Cherela Parela movement. There was a powerful movement of non-payment of land revenue by the peasants and mass resignations of village officers. People said Gandhiji's Swaraj is coming and we will not pay taxes to the government. Another major development was forest satyagraha in Andhra Pradesh, Palanti Taluka of Guntur district and in Rayachoti Taluka of Kadapa district. Peasants began sending herds of cattle into forests without paying grazing fees to the forest department. Now, forest satyagraha means when people were having cattle or they were sending cattle for grazing in the forest, they were supposed to pay taxes. So, people of Guntur district, they were not ready to pay taxes to the government. Rather, they left their animals in the forest to graze. Without paying taxes, the animals were grazing in the forest. This is known as forest satyagraha. In many villages of Palnadu, people declared Gandhi Raj and attacked police parties. People were convinced that the colonial rule was coming to an end and the forest would be back in the control of village people. In the two talukas of the forest administration had a virtually closed down during agitation period. So people were sure that Gandhi Raj is about to start and colonial rule, that is British rule, will come to an end. Now let us see about happenings between 1922 to 1929. Mahatma Gandhi was against non-violent movements. He abruptly called off non-cooperation movement when in February 1922, a crowd of peasants set fire to the police station in Chauri Chaura. 22 policemen were killed on that day. The peasants were provoked because the police had fired on a peaceful demonstration. There is a village in Uttar Pradesh. Name of the village was Chauri Chaura. In 1922, police opened fire on peaceful demonstrations. So farmers or peasants, they went against British government. They have in February 22, they burnt a police station where 22 policemen were killed. After this incident, Gandhiji called off non-cooperation movement. Once the non-cooperation movement was over, his followers stressed that Congress must undertake constructive work in the rural areas. Other leaders as C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru argued that the party should fight elections to the councils and enter them in order to influence government policies. Through sincere social work in villages in the mid-1920s, the Gandhians were able to extend their support base. This proved to be very useful in launching civil disobedience movement in 1930. Two important developments of mid-1920s were formation of Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, that is RSS, a Hindu cultural organization, and the Communist Party of India. These organizations had very different ideas about the kind of country India should be. Today we have learnt about Khilafat agitation, non-cooperation movement, and the happenings of 1922 to 1929. Homework: describe non-cooperation movement. Second question, what is Khadi? Third question, what is Charila Parila movement? Thank you.